Hi, Gemini. This is Mr. Blue 2, and this is your October love reading. I guess it's a little late. It's been hard to upload, so sorry about that. But let's find out what October, fall. This will be kind of a fall love reading, okay? We'll carry this from October through November. I've been thinking about Gemini energy, and this is a new deck. This is really cool. It's Aleister Crowley. It's the Thoth Tarot. Beautiful symbolism. It's a classic deck, and we're gonna get right into it. Also, please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you comment, that's great for me. I love when you comment. Oh, the moon. Whoa. Quite a way to start a love reading, huh? We've got the moon. Oh, goodness. And look at this, lust. Can you see this card? What a beautiful deck. So this is card 11 in the major arcana. It's called Lust. So, wow, we're just getting right into it here. Because the name is so different, what I want to do is I do want to read you the meaning of the Lust card right here, because that's number 11. And traditionally, it was called the Strength card. You'll notice it still has the woman, it still has the lion, okay? But it's yellow and orange, happiness, passion. Red is passion. So here it says this was traditionally called strength. It implies, however, not strength, but joy in exercising your strength. The 7 heads of the lion are respectively that of an angel, a saint, a poet, an adulteress, a warrior, a satyr, and a lion serpent. The central figure is the woman who has surrendered herself to all the forces of creation and who rides astride of the beast. In her left hand she holds the reins, representing the passion which unite them, and in the right she holds the cup aflame with love and death. In this cup are mingled the elements of the sacrament of Aeon, meaning the world. In the background are the bloodless figures of saints, of whom this mirage travails. Okay, so traditionally, you know, the Strength card is kind of like being able to do what other people can't do. It's kind of bestowing power. But here, this talks about not only bestowing power and being able to blow people's mind with your abilities and the things that you've learned how to do that a lot of other people cannot do, but it talks about enjoying it also, and that's why I think it says lust. Because for some people, to have strength and to have mastery over something comes from a passion. It comes from kind of a lust for power. You know, you want to achieve greatness, you see. Now, the moon being major arcana 2, this, as you know, if you see much tarot, and this is obviously a really cool visual of the moon. But the moon can be a couple things. The moon can be secrets, things happening behind your back, okay? Things that you don't know about. And it can also mean things will come to the surface. Things that, you know, you either weren't aware of, or you were aware of them, but you weren't sure what was going on. So with the moon, it talks about, you know, after the night comes the daylight. So there will be something revealed. Also, if there's anything negative, someone negative influencing things, that will show itself also. Okay, the Magician. Wow, you're just getting all these major arcana cards. That's crazy. So, you know, the Magician talks about combining elements, and it's funny because usually the Strength card has the infinity sign over it. But also, so does the Magician. So the Magician talks about kind of young, new energy, right? It talks about using everything that you have at your disposal to create what you want. Seven of Cups. Okay. So you have some really, really, really interesting cards happening. So this is called debauchery. I don't usually think of it as debauchery. Seven of Cups is a dual meaning card, and most cards have a dual meaning, but it can either mean be realistic in your expectations and don't build castles in the sky. Some people think it means, you know, keep looking, keep searching. It can pertain to the past, maybe not turning out the way you wanted. Maybe you were too idealistic in your last relationship or with someone you're dealing with now. And so, you know, I don't know that debauchery is really the right word for the Seven of Cups. Debauchery is kind of like, it's like excess. Well, the Nine of Cups is really living in excess. So I think the Seven of Cups more so really just means you need to be realistic. Maybe something in the past didn't work out. But seeing as how you have the Moon card here and this saying debauchery, I think there could be a third-party situation. There could have been an outside influence, either someone giving you bad advice, or someone trying to undermine you, or someone trying to not so much undermine you, but maybe pull a relationship away from you, or take someone's affection. You know, maybe someone liked you and they were interested in you, but someone was talking negative about you, or negative about them, saying, oh, they're not ready, and you know, that's not really what they want, you know. But I think this is all going to come out here. I think this is definitely going to come out. You're going to be taking off in a new direction. The Fool coming up here. You know, the Fool, you have the butterfly, you have the tiger kind of like threatening to attack, but there's nothing to fear. You see, what you need to do is take off in a different direction. For a lot of you, this means you need to, what do they call it? Cut bait and move on. You know, I think because of that Seven and the Magician and the Fool, these are all cards, I mean, these are cards of starting over, kind of taking off in a new direction. Very interesting. So, another thing that I want you to take from this reading is to not hang on to any fear from the past. The Fool is not fearful, you see. The Fool doesn't listen to bad advice. The Fool doesn't listen to naysayers and the negative Nancys. The Fool says, you know what, I'm going to do what I want. I know what I need to do. I don't need to bring all this baggage with me. I just need to move forward. Wow, okay. Adjustment, you see? We have the 8 in the major arcana, the 8 of trumps. Here we have Lamed, okay, the Hebrew letter Lamed. 8 is associated with strength, but, you know, it was lust in the Aleister Crowley deck. So this, you'll see a sword. The sword is to the ground. There's a mask on. You have blue, liberation from worry. You have light green. You have a lot of power. You have that sword kind of firmly in the ground. And this talks about you becoming illuminated. So, I mean, I have this really strong feeling because of all this major arcana in this reading that for some reason, when it comes to your relationships, your love life, or whatever's happening, what we have is a lot of destiny at play. You know, no matter what you do, it sounds like there's only so much that can happen because of all the other outside influences going on, okay? And exactly, the Chariot. You see, the Chariot card says you're going to get to your goal, okay? But it says it's not a direct route. Your goals will be achieved with the Chariot. You're being guided. Destiny is definitely a play. I can't believe right when I said that, then you pull the Chariot card. And if you'll notice, I'm just holding the deck like this. I don't pre-pick cards so that you hear what I want you to hear. I pick the cards that the universe wants you to hear. And you see, the forces of good and evil are balanced. You're being guided. You'll see in the center the two white sphinxes, and then you'll see on the outside kind of more darker forces. This can be associated with Cancer. So someone who's a Cancer in your life could have something to do with this. They could be a good confidant. You know, if you're a Gemini, you know, Cancers are very loving. They're very nurturing. If you really just want love and support and nurturing, then a Cancer person can be good for you, because if you're born as sextiles between 30 and 60 days of one another, then you'll have added chemistry. You know, Geminis are very adaptable, and a lot of times people don't think of Cancer and Gemini as being a good love relationship mix, but they really can be. They can have great chemistry. They can have an amazing friendship. You know, you appreciate their kindness, their emotional nature, their sensitivity, their empathic qualities, and they love that you're bright and articulate and you keep them on your toes. So you're being divinely protected. You'll get to your goal. A Cancer person is probably important in your life, so take notice of that. And oh goodness, the Hermit. Okay, so clearly you need to figure something out. Okay, again, with this Moon card, something needed to come to the light. The Magician, the Fool taking off on your own, some disappointment, adjustment, and then we have the Hermit. So I think maybe for a lot of you, you might be a little bit jaded or hurt by someone or disappointed. And so the Hermit card tells me that before you can get that perfect relationship, and this isn't for all of you, this is for some of you, before you can have that relationship that you really want, there's something that you need to figure out. It could be about you. It could be about the relationship role models in your life. It could be, you know, adjustment with your career, your living situation, you know, something like that. But after the Hermit comes the Star. So I think for a lot of you, you're going through a really, really, really intense fall. There's something super intense, and you're going to pull within. You're going to pull back. You're going to be the Hermit, and you're going to become illuminated. Whatever that missing piece to the puzzle is that you need to get, you're going to get it, okay? You're going to get to your goal, the Chariot. Don't worry about it. And it could be this Cancer person might be the one who's going to help you. Maybe for some reason you haven't been emotional enough, or maybe, you know, part of you, you know, there's something you don't understand about relationships, but you're going to get it. You're going to become illuminated. You're going to have that relationship that you want. The Chariot guarantees that. All these cards are destiny. And then the Queen of Wands, fire, you gaining a perspective, a worldly perspective. And aha, the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Discs. Okay, so this tells me that it can be two things. For a lot of you, it's the Knight of Discs, and that's just kind of male energy. It's not a page, so he's not young, but it's someone who's unencumbered. And you see, when you take off as this Fool and you kind of peel away these layers and you come out of your Hermit phase, you're going to be like a young person. You're going to be unencumbered and fresh. You're going to be able to look at things without that baggage. What did I say? The Fool, without baggage. Okay? Becoming the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands state here tells me, you know, the Queen of Wands, she knows who she is. She knows what she wants. She's very selective. She knows what she has to offer. And she also knows that she's not for everyone. She knows that she's kind of special, you know. Some people like escargot. Some people like sushi. Some people like, you know, hamburgers and hot dogs and spaghetti are kind of universal. You're not a hamburger or a hot dog. You're unique. Most Geminis, especially the women, they can bring home the bacon. They can cook it up. They're smart. They're beautiful. They have a lot going for them. Okay? And that's you. And that's what this Queen of Wands is saying. And with the Knight of Discs coming up as the bottom of the deck, this tells me that the person you want is practical, stable. The Knight of Discs is practical. He's stable. He's sincere. If he asks you out, he means it. He's not a game player, okay? Doesn't mean he's good at his feelings. He may not be, you know, the most outgoing with, you know, effusively telling you this and that and this and that. But he can be very romantic. He can be very sweet. And it's because he's sincere, okay? So it is happening. It looks like for a lot of you, by the end of, you know, by the end of fall, moving into winter, this Knight of Discs is coming. Okay, so that's really cool. We're gonna leave it right there. That was a lot to unpack, wasn't it? That really was a lot to unpack in your reading. Hey Gemini, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Of course, tell me if any of this makes sense. And happy holidays.